an example of how to multiply a recipe. Yum yum! Okay, so we are going to walk through an example of how to multiply a recipe if you want more than the recipe calls for. So here is a recipe for vanilla cupcake no-bake cookies. So it's like cupcake but cookies. Because I decided December 15th is National Cupcake Day. I learned that and I thought this was a perfect time. So what I notice is that my treat here has ingredients listed. And it tells me it makes about roughly 20 cookies. So I know that I'm going to throw a party, a COVID-safe party, and there are I want 2.5 times as much cookies. So I'm going to need to multiply because I'm trying to increase all of these. So here we go. So for the butter, I'm starting with 1/4 cup of butter. And I need to multiply it by 2.5. So my work, I'm doing 1 1/4 times 2 1/2, which I know, and I might just want to do this once, I know 2 1/2 is the same as 5 halves. It's a 2, not a z. So I'm going to multiply, change that to an improper fraction, and I can multiply straight across because I don't see anything to cancel. So I get 5/8. So that means that I need 5/8 cups worth of butter. Here's one way as you're going through to check that you're reasonable. All my answers should be more. So I think, okay, if I were just doubling 1/4, I know 2/4 is 1/2, and I need a little bit extra. So I know that this is more than 1/2. So on we go with our next ingredient. We have 1 1/2 cups sugar for the regular recipe. And I know that I am trying to change that. I'm trying to multiply it by 2.5 times, which I learned is 5 halves as a fraction, as an improper fraction. I know that 1 1/2 is the same as 3 halves as an improper fraction because 1 times 2 plus another 1. So I'm going to multiply straight across here. And I get 15/4, and I reduce that because it's an improper fraction, so I'm going to simplify it. 4 goes into 15 3 times for 12 with 3 of the 4 left over. So it turns out that I need 3/4 cup of sugar. And now the 1/2 cup of milk, I'm going to multiply 1/2 times 5 1/2. 2.5, excuse me, 5 halves. And that is the same as multiplying across 1 times 5, 2 times 2. Simplifying that fraction, 4 goes into 5 one whole time with 1 of the remaining 4 left over. So I need 1 1/4 cups of milk. So this is here for a reason, this chart, and I'll show you in a second. When I get to my 4 tablespoons of cakes mix. But now we are on to our 1 cup of white chocolate chips. And I know that 1 times 5 1/2. Well, here's the 5 1/2. Geez, 5 halves. Struggle with the talking. I know any number times 1 is itself. So I know that that is still just 5 halves. Or rather, 2 1/2 cups of white chocolate chips. Moving right along here, I see that I need 4 tablespoons of the cake mix. And so I'm going to multiply 4 times my improper version fraction of 2 1/2. Notice I have a whole number. My whole number needs to be placed over 1. 4/1 is the same as an improper fraction. That equals 4. So I multiply straight across and I get 20/2, which is the same as 10. Well, 10 tablespoons kind of seems like a lot. So, and you can leave it like that, and you could count out 10 tablespoons. But know that there are some conversions in the customary units, which we learn about later. But I notice here that 1/4 cup is the same as 2 tablespoons, or 4 tablespoons. So I might say, oh, there is 4 plus 4 plus 2. This is just my thinking. So I know this would actually be a 1/2 cup and 2 more. So I'm thinking, okay, that would be an 1/8 cup. So I'd do 1/2 plus 1/8 and figure out how much cups, if I really wanted to, of that cake mix. But to keep things simple, I'm going to leave it like that. Couple more. We have 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And again, I know that we have 1 times a number, and that's going to just leave us with a number. So we need 2.5 teaspoons of vanilla for our new recipe. And last, and I'm running out of space, I'm going to move it right over here, is our 2.5 cups of oats. So I know we're going to do, that's the same as 5 halves times 5 halves. Multiply those together, we get 25 over 4. And to simplify that, we will say that 4 goes into 25 6 times for 24, meaning there's 1/4 left over. So we need 6 1/4 cups of oats. So hopefully yours can be a little bit neater, but we just would want to make sure we go back through and figure out what we need. So we need this much butter, this much sugar, and yours hopefully will be neater because you have more space. 1 1/2 cup, 10. So I'm just going to go find all my answers. And then I know if it made 20 originally, I would then do 20 times my 2.5. And I would get that it's going to make 50 total cookies. I hope you have fun doing your recipe.